Another dangerous high-speed chase involving human smugglers, this time again in Texas. It ended in a car crash and a rollover. Police were chasing this human smuggler. He had 5 illegal immigrants stuffed inside of his vehicle. Reports coming in, no one was injured. We're going to stay on the story to make sure that that information is correct. We have this too, border crossings again picking up, illegal border crossings. Bill McLiz has more.
Elizabeth, good evening to you. Despite the fact that it's been very cold and very windy today, still plenty of activity down here at the border. Take a look at this video we shot this morning as a group of illegal immigrant runners were arrested by Border Patrol. Also here in La Jolla, we were watching on our Fox drone as a group of runners were being tracked down by Border Patrol in very dense, thick brush after they had crossed illegally. Eventually, agents got in there and they were able to capture and arrest all of those runners, eventually putting them in the back of a pickup truck to take them away and arrest them. Meanwhile, take a look at this video out of McAllen on Saturday. Texas Governor Greg Abbott down here in the RGV officially announcing that he will seek another term as Texas governor. He is going to make the border a forefront of his campaign, citing the fact that Texas has had to spend billions of its own dollars building a Texas border wall, sending the National Guard down here and sending thousands of Texas DPS troopers. He says Texas shouldn't have to do this if the federal government would just do its job. Take a listen.
We provided $3 billion to secure the border and added 15 laws to crack down on the heinous crime of human trafficking.
And then take a look at this mugshot out of Border Patrol's Tucson, Arizona sector, where they arrested this sex offender, a Mexican national named Domingo Marquez Perez. Border Patrol reporting he has convictions out of North Carolina for felony indecent liberties with children. And then back out here, sex offenders routinely show up at the border and are arrested by Border Patrol just here in the Rio Grande Valley sector. Border Patrol reports they have arrested more than 60 sex offenders just since October. We'll send it back to you.
Bill McLiz, thanks to your great journalism there. It's terrific reporting. Joining us now, Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich. Stay on this story about the sex offenders crossing the border. Sir, this is a deep concern. There are elementary schools in those border communities, right? So now they're seeing dozens of sex offenders caught. And what about the gotaways?
Yeah, it's not only the people that are caught, Liz, it's the people that have got away that are intentionally trying to avoid apprehension. Tucson is the #1 sector with gotaways. But it's not only that. One of the lawsuits we have involves the Biden administration refusing under Title VIII to deport people that have deportation orders. So literally, there are people being released from jails and prisons in places like Texas and Arizona and even California that have been convicted or are charged with serious crimes like sexual assault. I mean, these are degenerate killers sometimes, and yet the Biden administration is refusing to deport them. So make no mistake about it. Everyone listening to this tonight, our country is less safe and our communities are less safe because of the Biden administration and his enablers in the U.S. Senate like Cartel Kelly and Chuck Schumer.
So we also have this, the outrage from Texas Republicans Ronnie Jackson and Troy Nehls. They're accusing the White House of trying to cover up the crisis on the southern border because President Biden is making an unprecedented failure to release the annual report on the number of illegal immigrants deported in 2021. What's taking them so long to release the numbers?
Well, I think, Liz, they're trying to deceive and lie to the American public. But, you know, as Bobby Dillon said, you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. People see what is going on, and we know that this is not a crisis that's going to last for the next few months. This is generational. And 1 year, Joe Biden and his administration have done more damage to this country than Jimmy Carter did in 4. And so the cartels have seized operational control. We just alluded to the fact that you have these degenerate pedophiles coming to our country. You throw on top of that the record amount of fentanyl and methamphetamine coming into our country. And then you think about the folks like just today when I was talking to the sheriff down in Yuma, folks are coming in, a huge rise of people from Jamaica. They are trampling the fields where much of the country's winter lettuce comes in from Yuma, Arizona. They're spreading, E. coli. Those crops now are being damaged. And this is going to have an impact on food prices. And so when you talk about these costs, there's these direct costs of people dying of drug overdoses, the cost in terms of our economy, of people coming in and getting government benefits, and then you throw in the cost, the increased cost in food prices because of the damage that illegal immigrants are doing to the crops in Yuma. I mean, this is a unmitigated disaster.
We hear you loud and clear. Let's listen to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Here's his solution to what's going on. Watch this.
Obviously, he's not securing the border, which is a problem. But then to farm out people into communities all across the country is imposing huge costs on Florida and other states. We have money that if they drop in Jacksonville, let's say, I'll pay for buses and we will send to Delaware or some of these other places. And then they'll know that Florida is not a good place to do it. Because when you bring somebody in, there's a whole host of costs that go along with that. Education, healthcare, social services, unfortunately, sometimes criminal justice.
So he's going to send them to Delaware. Is that what Arizona's going to do?
Well, we need to come up with a solution. As you know, Liz, I have a case I'm arguing at the U.S. Supreme Court next month where the Biden administration literally wants to give government benefits to people that have either come in the country illegally or people that are trying to get citizenship.
Okay.
And so, this is a very important issue. And the left has gone so far as Kennedy put a man on the moon. Biden wants to put a felon in your neighborhood.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Attorney General Mark Brnovich, thanks for joining us. You'll come back again soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth McDonald.